Today we're going to be talking about what it's like to be a homeschool influencer, and I talked a little bit about this recently in My Truth About Homeschooling. I talked a little bit about like the pressures of being considered a homeschool influencer and like sharing my journey. So I want to talk more about it in a different way, like what it's actually like to do this kind of work. Hey guys, welcome. If you're new here and you don't know who I am, I'm Christine. I'm owner and content creator of bloomingbrilliant.net, where I share educational resources, parenting advice, and of course, information about homeschooling. I'm a homeschool mom of two. I homeschool my 13-year-old daughter and my 9-year-old son right here in Brooklyn, New York, and I love to share our homeschooling journey with you. If you're interested in homeschooling, you're going to want to make sure you're subscribed to our channel and make sure to ring that notification bell so you're alerted when we post new videos. So what is a homeschool influencer? And I keep using like little air quotes when I say homeschool influencer. For me, Blooming Brilliant is something that I'm passionate about. I love homeschooling my kids and I love sharing our journey, whether it is, going smoothly or whether I'm struggling. And I shared that with you recently. I shared some of our struggles, and I actually been reading some of the comments that you guys have left me. And I just want to take this moment in this video to let you know that it means so much to me. Like, they actually bring a smile to my face when I'm reading them, and it does help me feel that I'm not alone. And that was like my main reason to like put things out there, is to let you know that you're not alone. And going through this, there are really great moments, but there are also moments where we struggle. So it's not just, sharing curriculum that we're using and talking about teaching my own children. It's also like inspiring and encouraging you guys along your journey of homeschooling. So that's what I take from the whole homeschool influencer, like, job. If that's what this is considered, then it's a huge undertaking besides just, teaching my kids at home on my own, without having a audience to show how I do it and how it's going. And I talked about that a little bit in my last video, explaining that it's harder, I feel, for me sometimes, because I am considered, I guess, by sharing my journey, to be a homeschool influencer. So sharing our journey, I feel like a higher standard of things have to work out, or I have to, it has to work, and it has to be happy all the time, and it has to run smoothly. And it's a fight within myself to be like, no, we're not going to, try to make this anything different than what it is. We're going to share the truth of it. We're going to share the nitty gritty, the struggles and everything, and not feel like I have to reach the standard of making it magical for everyone to see, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. What does homeschool influencer do? So it's more than just sharing your journey. You're also creating content that educates, inspires, and pretty much tells other homeschoolers like what it's all about, or people interested in homeschooling, like what it's all about, what you have to do, what encouraging them and creating content that actually does that and getting the people to actually see that. Some things you might share are resources, tips, words of encouragement. You're going to want to have your values really concrete, because you're going to want to create a community with people who have like-minded values and work with brands that are also part of that. Some content you might create are blog posts, videos, social media posts, podcast. You might even create your own products like resources, books, all these different kinds of things that you can do in order to, make money, create a brand, and share your information, your resources, your experience with others. No matter what kind of content you create, the goal is to share your experience and knowledge with others. It's to help them navigate this whole world of homeschooling. Like I've said, creating content is a lot of work. You not only have to craft it, whether it is, if you're creating products and resources, that takes time to design and make sure that it is useful, using your knowledge of how children learn or how to help parents. It takes time to create whatever content it is. Resources, blog posts, social media, videos, podcast, all of it takes time and energy and planning and then doing and then also promoting. But you also need to engage with your followers and your community and also stay up to date with any changes that are going on in the homeschooling communities and world and like everything that's going on, the trends, especially like take COVID-19 for example. When that happened, a lot of people who were sharing their homeschooling journey decided to talk a lot more and share their experience a lot more, creating more content and more things to change how, not only talking about homeschool, but how you can help your kids learn from home. Even if you're not a homeschooler, you know, share the free resources that are out there. Share all this knowledge and tools and tips with others, because that's what's going on in the world. So staying up to date with everything is really important as well if you're a homeschool influencer. It can also cost money. So I spend some money. I have a budget for creating my content, whether it is, you know, programs that help me design stuff or subscriptions to things for just simple things like social media or the videos, like editing the videos together and everything. We also have like equipment, so cameras possibly, computers possibly, depends on what you need. Microphone if you're doing a podcast, all these different things, that all adds up. So there are expenses when it comes to, well, with any business, but doing something like this, it takes some money and an investment in order to do that. If you have a website with a blog, you're probably going to spend money on hosting, especially if you want a decent looking blog. And you also probably need a theme that goes on it. And if you don't know what any of these things are, don't worry about it. But these are all parts of the business that you have to, you know, think about when you decide to do something like this. While there is an investment on equipment and, you know, tools that you need for being a homeschool influencer, the rewards usually outweigh any of the time or money that you put into it. Some things I get from it is being able to connect with you guys. I love being able to connect with you because as much as this is for you, and that was like my whole main thing, was to provide information, be that hand that I needed to hold. You guys are that hand that I needed to hold too. So while I'm holding your hand, y'all holding my hand and telling me you got my back, that we're in this together, and that truly means everything. So guys, that's a little inside information on if you're interested in becoming a homeschool influencer, but also what it's like to be one. I know a lot of us have like these questions and thoughts like, I wonder if I could do that, and you totally could. Like I said, anybody can do this. It's just that it does take actual work, and there's a lot of times where I want to give up, and I've talked about that a little bit too. There's a lot of times where I feel like there's nobody listening, or even if it's not that, it's like, am I really helping anyone? And then I get messages from you guys which make me keep going and everything. But there's definite moments where you feel like, what is the point? Why are you sharing? Like, who really cares about what you're doing in your homeschool? You know, is it really worth it? There's so many other people out there doing it, and you definitely get like that feeling of like you're not good enough, or you can't do it, or all that negative self-talk that comes with anything, with everything. I mean, like we've talked about this with just deciding to homeschool your kids. You get those similar feelings. So that doesn't go away in other aspects of life. That still shows up. But if you're interested in it, this is some information. If you want more information about like businessy stuff, let me know in the comments because I can share more. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the comment section below. If you liked this video, make sure to give us a thumbs up, and as always, subscribe and share. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Happy homeschooling!